How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having an awesome day. Today we're going to take a look at how you can get over 26,000 Capital Peak points from just hitting 3 Builders Workshops. So we're going to take a look and see how you can very easily two-shot some mid to difficult District Hall Level 4 Builder Workshops. So we're going in with the ground graveyard spam strategy. And here we have a different layout than the basic layout, which is nice. So we're just coming in along this entire front of the base. We're trying to spread out the giants, spread out the super wizards, and then we have the graveyard spells over the blast bow and the 2 giant cannons. So now we have everything deployed, and we're mostly just trying to get down as many of the splash defenses as possible. Ideally, if you get down 2 of them and you clear around 35-40% of the base, you should be good for the 2-shot, assuming everything doesn't immediately die to some crazy trap placement. So here we got the giant cannon and the blast bow, and we got 45%. So let's jump into the second portion of the attack. Have 5,000 points remaining, which is nice. Drop 2 graveyards over the back end giant cannon, then 1 over the multi-mortar. So now we're mostly just focused on trying to take out this giant cannon as quickly as possible. And we're delaying the rams and a giant because we want to try and make sure that those troops get in front of the super wizards. Because as you can see, the giants are quite slow, and they will inevitably fall behind the super wizards if there's any kind of distance in between defenses. So it's always good to hold on to some things. Here we're just waiting to open up this wall, making sure the giants are out in front. So like here, the giants are all going for that spear thrower. Luckily, we do have some skeletons to help out. Now it's just a matter of getting through the last section. The 2 graveyard spells took out the giant cannon, which is perfect. So now we're sending in the last 2 of the rams to open up the wall, and just to get a couple of barbarians out in front. So as you can see again, the giants really like to go for defenses, as that is their priority, but they leave the super wizards undefended most of the time. But nothing else but finish up, and we get an extra 135 bonus Capital Peak points. So now we'll jump into the next one. Another 2-shot. This one is a little bit more compartmentalized, but we do drop the graveyards over the blast bow, giant cannon, and the multi-mortars. Those are your 3 top priorities when attacking the Builder's Workshop, since the Builder's Workshop does not have any rocket artilleries, which is very nice. So here we're trying to make sure that we have 2 groups. It's always good if you can plan it to have 2 separate groups attacking 2 parts of the base that are relatively close together. The idea behind that is that these giant cannons, when they shoot, they only shoot the 1 cannonball in a giant straight line. So if your troops are all kind of scattered about, it might only hit a couple of skeletons, a giant, and then hopefully, worst case scenario, only hits maybe 2 or 3 super wizards. But we do take out the blast bow, and we get another giant cannon, as well as that multi-mortar. So now when we look at the remainder of the base, we have the 2 giant cannons and the multi-mortar left, which are the real threats for our army. But we took out the 2 splash defenses and got 45% of the base taken out. And whenever you have under like 5,500, sometimes even under 6,000 points remaining, it is ideal for a last hit for the 2-shot. So now we're really trying to spread out all the giants, all the rams, all the super wizards. Because we don't want them all to get grouped together and face multiple splash damage defenses at the same time. That would be absolutely terrible. And as you can see, with all the rams dying very quickly and a few of the giants, we got a massive swarm of skeletons spawning from those graveyards. So now the base is pretty much done. There's really only the crusher, but as long as the super wizard get there eventually, he'll get taken out. And just the way that the skeletons were spawning actually took out the crusher, which is very funny. And we got 138 bonus gold. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at the third base in today's video. Another two-shot. This one's actually very well cleared out. I think they've removed all of the trees and stuff, so it's kind of cool to see just the bare layout. But here we have a very nice deployment option. It's attacking this entire left side of the base. We've got our graveyards over the, of course, giant cannon, of course, the blast bow, and the multi-mortar. There's no real way to get through these double giant cannons on the back end. Everything will pretty much die in the core of the base. But we're hoping to prep the base as much as possible. Remember, the idea is to get around 35, maybe 45% if you can, and then take out 2 or more of the splash defenses. So here we are starting to wind down. Giant cannons are doing some work. And we get 40% of the base taken out, which is perfect. So now we will see how we clean up the rest of this base. We have, of course, the 2 giant cannons that are primary targets for the graveyards. And then we put one sort of in between. Usually try and attack from the same side of the base and kind of push through it. But I didn't want the troops to come over those bridges, because when they all converge on top of that bridge, I mean, those giant cannons, they can take out half the hit points of your entire army within just a couple shots. So we went from the other side, sort of flanked them, and then let the graveyard skeletons distract from one side, and then let the army push in from the other side. But we even got a bonus 90 Capital Peak Gold. So I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, take care.